Hello, New York City Charter Schools. This is Tracy Davy with a really quick, I promise this time, video on reporting location marking period. Right here, I'm in level 0 in our sample school, and I'm going to hover over manual input and tap on, I am going to get there and tap on location marking period. And this is the input screen, super simple. As you see, there are multiple drop downs. So as a charter school, you're just going to pick your school. Under location marking period, this is where you can choose a particular code to use. I'm going to give you the most simplest one here that every school I imagine needs, but you're going to need to create whatever you need for your school. And I'll talk about that in just a second. Every school would have a full year course, I imagine. I'm going to call this the marking period 1. One way for a student to earn credit in a course or to complete a course and to earn a passing or failing grade would be to have a class for the full year of school. So I'm going to call that marking period 1. In term, this is when you know, like your school might have multiple terms, maybe you have trimesters or 4 quarters where students get grades, but you actually don't have to mark those separately unless students actually earn a credit and get a final exam in that class. If you are a middle school, and although students may switch between like art, music, home and careers, technology, or whatnot, if you're just getting credits at the end of the school year, you don't have to break that out by different quarters. So now you want to consider, what do you want to use in the term code? Marking period is saying one marking period when a kid will get credit for a full year class, pass or fail, or get credit is one. First marking period I'm reporting. And then maybe you want to report it 1 and 1, just to make things simple for you. If you are a K-8 grade and kids really only get credit and pass a class at the end of the year, this is what I would do, make it nice and simple. You then need to add a start date. And in here, you're going to mark, oh, what am I doing? We have to go by state ed reporting rules. If your school opened in August, you'll want to put that whenever that was the first day of school. I'm just making this up. I have no idea if that's a Saturday or Sunday right now. And then you need to put in, when would a full year class end? This can either be the exact date. Remember, as you're putting dates in here, everything in level 0 and data warehousing has to have the 4-digit year first, hyphen 2-digit month, and then a 2-digit day. You can put either the exact day, maybe that was the 25th or 26th, or you can just show June 30th for the entire year. And you're done. Just hit validate and save, and you're done. That's how easy it is. Remember, anytime you load data into level 0, either through an electronic import or manual input, you want to do your L1 data prep. You hover over that section, find the exact template you were just touching, and then use the tabs on the screen. I'm going to quickly now jump over to a little PowerPoint presentation that I have for you and cover this in a little more detail and give you the big picture. Okay, why do we do this? Because the state education department tells us we have to, and this reporting is required to complete other information for state requirements in the year. You will not be able to report your course instructor assignment, what are the classes that your teachers are teaching, unless you have a location marking period in there first. And then actually either first or second, you also need courses. The state needs to know what courses are taught at your class. Without course instructor assignment, which you can't report without a location marking period, this section of your report card might show zeros, actually, as we see in this particular example. So it's important to report your data. Again, we're not judging you. We don't judge your data. I don't even know if it's correct, but we're going to help you to do it. For this whole project of working on who is teaching what is a requirement for honor certification reporting, you're going to want to have handy the schedule of classes in your school, and of course, when you're giving students grades. For this particular part, location marking period, we need just the big picture. The 4 templates that are required for the out of certification reporting is course, what are the classes at your school, location marking period, when do students get final grades, the course instructor assignment, which classes are teachers teaching, Student class entry, exit, that's all students in all of their different classes. And this fifth one here, this one is due at the end of the year. The first four are due for May 12th, 2021. So again, you need to have in mind, what is the schedule of classes for your teachers at your school, and then which students are scheduled into those classes. So this chart shows you where the information about location marking period is used. You cannot report CIA or course entry exit without this being done. Actually, because you'll start building in that screen that we just saw level 0, we had to report the terms. The term that you create in location marking period is used in all of these templates for end of year reporting or the out of certification reporting. You don't necessarily need to know the exact number that you input for location marking period until it comes to the when you're giving the state information about the grades your students received in their classes. For everything that you're reporting after this, it's important to know your schedule because you need to have some kind of section number associated with your class. If you look to your school's calendar, what you're going to want to focus in on here are the dates when final grades are given. This is a list of the report cards, right? Your kiddos might get multiple report cards during the year, but when do they actually earn a final grade in those classes? As you know, you can take multiple trains and different routes, and depending on traffic and other alerts, you might change your route. For virtually everything in level 0, there's at least 2 ways to do all of your reporting. We have a template to help you to load it electronically, or you can do manual input. The first one, let's talk about the template. If you go to our website, then you can hover over resources and tap on templates, and you'll be able to download the location marking period template. We have a bunch of directions at the top to help you, and we pre-populated it with the most common lineup of classes and of grading periods. So make it what you need. This is just to help you. The state education department does expect to collect summer school grades. I know not everyone reports that. It's more important for a high school than anything in the K-8 area. But we'll show you how to do that also. The second way is that manual input that I just demoed quickly. We have a nice document on our website. We call these how-to. We show you pictures and tell you all the steps. Usually at the top, if there's something you need to have handy, it probably should state here, when does your school give grades? Grab that schedule. Just a reminder, in level 0, you can actually see the data that you reported last year. And I actually have a couple of images here of the drop downs. The drop downs are the same. In this particular image, I was looking at electronic import. If you use the template, you'll upload the data there. And then under reports, if you'd like to see last year's location marking periods that your school reported, actually right behind this, I kind of graded out accidentally, blocked the view. It shows the current school year. If you use the drop down and switch it to the prior year, then you can download or view last year's information. This particular one, I think the easiest way to find it is to use an information report. On the information report screen, you choose the data that you want to download, and then you hit run report. Then you can download it, and you'll just see the lineup of what your school reported last year. This one happened to report 3 different location marking periods. When they were doing the reporting of their students and courses, they would have had to pay attention to whatever was important. This could have easily been a high school. It looks like this one had trimesters. So maybe they had classes that ran for the first third of the year, the second and the third. This does not have a full year class lineup in there. So maybe they didn't have any full year classes. Maybe students earned a third of a credit in a class, based on each semester. You've got to think about, what happens at your school. Again, we're looking for when final grades are given. If you're having a hard time ever downloading a template from our website, you may need to adjust the settings on your computer. From the top address bar, Our website has a lock on it. I promise you, ESBOCES is a local educational agency, and we are subject to all state education department regulations, including EdLaw 2D for data privacy and security. I recommend that you let us download data to you in your computer. If it doesn't happen automatically, you're going to want to go, if you tap on the padlock, you can go to site settings. Actually, these particular images are for using the Chrome web browser. And there are probably 3 places you need to touch. You would need to allow pop-ups and redirects, and also to allow downloads. Those were actually set when I tried to download this morning. But the template still didn't download immediately because I needed to touch a 3rd item for insecure content. Excel files, PDFs and text files, probably wouldn't be tagged as insecure, because you could have like a function in an Excel file, which then looks like, ooh, is this something nefarious in there? I promise you I'm not doing anything nefarious. I like my job. Here's a brief word from our sponsors to say thank you for working with us. And call us if you need it. Need us, our help, at 631-218-4134. Again, I mean that literally. This is very tedious, and we want to keep you up and running. This process should take you no more than 10 minutes. If you get stuck after 10 minutes, just call us. We'll help you out. Thank you for joining me.